I want to make a big splash as we start the show tonight, Tony. I want to say good evening. Welcome aboard to another majestic night flight here in the Polymac Particle universe and community. Great to see all our friends lining up. I saw Rags lining up all the way from New Jersey. It's 11 p.m. in New Jersey, and Rags is reporting for duty. Rags, you asked the question on the comments line. I'm here to give you an answer. He said, permission to come aboard. Rags, permission granted. Please do come on board the SS Particle or whatever you want to call it. I'll even sing you the Star Trek theme song.
Dude, you're a closet Trekkie, dude. You really are.
Closet schmozzit. I'm out of the closet, dude. Hold on 1 second. I've been out of the closet for years in a variety of ways, but no, definitely with Star Trek. Hold on, let me do this the right way, Tony. Hold on.
Go.
Hey now, y'all.
Okay, just wanted to start the night flight with a little bit of a satanic touch.
Hey now, y'all.
All right, Creative Tony.
Also, can Principal Paulie welcome us to the class too?
Oh yeah, sure. Hold on 1 second.
Come on.
Is Creative Tony in class yet? Because tell him sorry, yes, he's late and he needs to get back in. And I want to cut my hands. Let me cut my hands. It's all part of the effect. You know what I mean? I know I don't have to, but it's part of the Come on, I'm doing like method acting here. Creative Tony, please report to the principal's office. If you don't have a permission slip, get your parents on the phone. God damn it. Okay, hold on. All right, anyway, let's get back into business here, Tony. How are you doing tonight, bro? I just watched another one of these insane New York Knicks games as they take a 2-zip lead up in Boston. These games have been incredible. I don't know if you've been watching the series, and right now the Thunder are mopping the floor with Denver. They're in they're at halftime, and the Thunder are up. Ready for this, dude? By 31 effing points, 87-56. They're killing Denver tonight. But that Knicks series, Tony, is you're getting your money's worth with that bad boy. 2 come from behind wins. They were down by 20 again tonight, and they win again in last second fashion again. Now they go back to New York. Up 2-0. It's crazy. I think the Boston Celtics are on the ropes, bud. How you doing tonight, Big T?
Come on. Don't bullshit me.
No, not a word of BS. Everything I said was true, my man.
Well, and also, dude, the OKC scored 1 less point than the T-Wolves did the entire game. The OKC scored in 1 half of basketball. So
yeah.
We're going to get to Longbridge Pizza here in a couple minutes, Paulie, as our partner tonight on the night flight. But
of course,
dude, I'm already seeing tensions and problems. Like, I see the bad moon rising. I see tensions rising already. Like,
with where?
With Minnesota. With Minnesota.
Good. Blank Minnesota, dude. Blank. There are a bunch of. I got a lot to say about Minnesota, but give me your thoughts first. Go ahead.
Well, it's like, John. There's a new kid in town. Like, hey, there's a new rival in town. I feel like it's because. By the way, man, the way these again. Ant-Man is good, but the way Stan Van Gundy was talking about him last night during the broadcast, here he comes Anthony Edwards. Here it's like, dude, can you just I mean, like,
by the way, can I remind everybody, including Stan Van Gundy, his guy Anthony Edwards, the new face of the NBA, he had 1 point in the first half.
Exactly, dude.
1 point.
Also, like, okay. I felt like Stan Van Gundy soiled himself or needed to excuse himself. He was so I don't know, so turned on by Ant-Man, dude.
Tony, let's have full transparency here. Again, I like to use corporate speak as often as possible on the Polymac Particle Show. I'm going to let the audience in behind the curtain. And what's up, Don Peralta, Aaron R., Christian Nareg, John Joseph, Patty from Napa. We don't need no stinking badges. DiFrancesco, I saw you in the house too. Always a pleasure. I believe the word you used last night on a text to Polymac during the game was Stan Van Gundy needs to get Ant Edwards' balls out of his mouth. I believe that was the, and it made me laugh. That was a very effective line. It made me laugh. Get his balls out of his mouth. Even after scoring that 1 point, you would think his balls would be nowhere near his mouth, but yet there they were. There they were, Tony.
I mean, I did say that, and I saw somebody on the comment line. I saw somebody on the comment line saying that maybe it was Dom talking about that. That Stan Van Gundy was all over Ant-Man's nards. So.
He was swinging from his nards. Well, listen, Ant-Man didn't have a lot to do with anything last night. He got his ass shut down. And let me tell you something, dude. See, this is the knock I have on Anthony Edwards. Not like he cares or anybody cares, but this is like the one thing I have a problem with when it comes to Anthony Edwards. He's a likable guy, ultra talented, probably going to have like a 15, 20-year career as long as his body holds up, but he's not mature enough yet, dude. He's not like, did you see the post game? He was laughing. last night. He was, and I put it in bookmarks so we can all watch it tonight. Like, that is not how you behave after you get essentially your ass kicked all night long on your own floor. But yet there he was with Julius Randle acting like it was a tag team comedy show. Why don't you leave that to Buddy Hield and Jimmy Buckets? Those guys are doing comedy. But to see Anthony Edwards sit there laughing at their abysmal shooting percentage after the game, that's just another sign that this kid is not matured yet. And like, he's still got some growing up to do, in my opinion. Now, I expect him to bounce back with ferocity tomorrow. I expect a much different kind of Minnesota Timberwolves team to take the floor. But what I saw last night, I was thrilled with, dude. Kerr played 12 different guys, and everybody had their hands in that victory. Strength in numbers was back in a big way last night.
Dude, I was going to say, you know how Ozzy had the ultimate sin? Remember the ultimate sin from Ozzy?
Tony,
hang on.
if
we're going to talk Ozzy.
Oh, no, please, God, help me.
All right, couple things now, just to update the Ozzy Osbourne community, which I happen to be a card-carrying member of. They have updated this final Black Sabbath show. They're still adding new artists, and I'm very happy to say this. And when I saw this yesterday, they've added Steven Tyler to the list, which is awesome because he had that problem with his throat, and he couldn't sing. They had to cancel the tour. So the fact that he's getting back up on his feet now and he's going to go pay Ozzy some love is, I thought that was awesome. So Steven Tyler. And then they also added Soundgarden. Soundgarden's going to play at that too, although I don't know who's going to sing.
Yeah, I wonder who's singing lead for Soundgarden. I have not
Tyler? Maybe Steven Tyler. I mean, maybe they match him with the Soundgarden. Anyway, in any case, that'll be a great thing for Ozzy. And you mentioned him. I just wanted to update you there. But anyway, Tony, go ahead, bro. The floor is yours.
And again, we're already getting sidetracked, and I want to throw up Longbridge here in a second. But
okay, sorry, I know sidetracked all over the place. I know.
Are they going to do like a I don't know, like a group jam at the end of this show where everybody comes on stage and does one final, or is that too
We Are the World kind of live aid? Yeah.
Well, I mean, with all that talent, you know, all sitting there backstage, you would think they'd be like, get everybody up there for one final.
You know what? Can we do something? Because Patty, a couple things. Patty is a super for starters, so get Patty up here so we can read her message. And because she's asking about what we're drinking, and we're talking about the ultimate king of metal, why don't we propose a toast to the great Ozzy Osbourne, the King of Darkness, or the Prince of Darkness, and also, Tony, to all of our PMP community members. On the Night Flight Creative, Tony and I like to crack a beer. I got a little vino tonight, Tony. Crack that bad boy.
I am. I'm going to right there. There it is.
Yeah, that was very gentlemanly rip right there. So cheers, Chen Don, Tony, if I may. And cheers to Ozzy.
Lagunitas IPA.
I'm going right back to the Domaine Serene Pinot Noir. I can't help myself. Patty, cheers to you, my dear. And let me take a nice sip of this.
Yeah, absolutely. Cheers, Patty. Cheers, everybody. Thank you for the super, Patty. Paulie, the reason I brought up the ultimate sin and Ozzy Osbourne is because the acronym for strength in numbers is SIN. And last night was truly the ultimate sin. Because, dude, the strength in numbers was through the freaking roof, dude.
Okay.
And you say 12 players? I want to say Kerr played 13. Dude, and
I heard 12. I heard a solid dozen, but if you want to throw in an extra, we'll go Baker's dozen. It's fine. Whatever you want to do, T. I know you're a Baker's dozen enthusiast as it stands. You are.
No, I am a Baker's Dozen. Fish Baker's Dozen. Galactic has a song called Baker's Dozen on the album called Late for the Future. That is very good. But also, I'm checking my records, Paulie, and it is 12. that included 13 minutes from 100 Jonathan Kuminga.
We're going to talk about Kuminga. We're going to talk about Steph Curry. We're going to get into all of that stuff. But final thought before we go to Longbridge, Tony, you asked me, you actually asked this question, which is shocking in itself. You go, Paulie, do you know that Ozzy album, The Ultimate Sin? Bro, what are you effing nuts? Of course I know The Ultimate Sin. Let me tell you a couple things about that.
I'm in a place where people jump off. Like I jumped off Black Sabbath when Ronnie James Dio took over. I didn't listen.
People do jump up. Now, when it comes to Osbourne, dude, it's ride or die. You know what I mean? Okay. It's ride or die. Ozzy, I'm going to ride with Ozzy no matter what. And let me tell you something about Ultimate Sin. Ozzy releases that record. I'm like a senior in high school. You ready for this? And it was like the biggest tour, dude. And Metallica was opening for Ozzy on that tour. They had their Master of Puppets album. Ready for this? Had my tickets going to the Meadowlands. I'm a senior in high school. I'm excited as hell. And then
Polymac got grounded. I couldn't go to the show. Yeah, tough one. Rags knows what I'm talking about. My dad, Bob, he wasn't having it, dude. Bob McCaffrey was not having my hijinks. He's like, oh, yeah? Let me tell you what you're going to be doing when Ozzy's on stage. You're going to be locked in your room upstairs, so have a good time. Why don't you break out all your Ozzy records and throw a little mini concert up there? So anyway, no, I didn't get to see the Ultimate Sin tour, although I was supposed to, but my own actions kind of blew up in my face and had to wait till the next tour. You know how that goes, Tony. You know how it goes.
100%. And, I feel like I want to know, and I'm a current parent right now, but my kids are young, so they're not in like the grounding age yet. But is grounding still cool? Like, do parents still ground their kids? Like, I feel like
these days, dude, I'll tell you what, the way parents are going these days, you could ground your kid, and the next thing you know, you got child services showing up at your door from some angry parent next door. Oh my God, I can't believe how they're treating the child. And it's well, the kid, he almost burned the house down. I had to ground his ass. That's just like parenting. I don't know. What do you want from me?
And before we get into Longbridge, it sounds like Chris Finch of Minnesota, the Minnesota coach, is like calling Child Protective Services on the Dubs. So this
guy's got balls. This Chris Finch, you believe this guy? I'll tell you more about him in a minute. I'm going to read his quotes. They're unbelievable.
And Noemi is a super. Noemi, thank you so much. Ray and I are going to start up that record of the month. Oh, nice. Let's go.
Hold on. I'm confused. What's going on?
Remember we talked about how my friends in Colorado, shout out the Laffertys, shout out Chris and Sean Lafferty, and Jonathan and Leah Schultz, and they're all my Colorado posse. They have a Record of the Month club. And so now Noemi says that she and Ray are going to start up the Record of the Month club. And please let us know when that's happening, Noemi, because I'll be there.
We'll participate. Yeah, and thank you for the donation, Noemi. You're one of our best supporters and listeners and viewers, and we love having you on board. By the way, Stevie B, my main man, coming in with riffs, fast and furious. He goes, guys, these days, kids ground their parents. Okay. I don't like the way you're parenting, Dad. Get in your room. I don't want to see you all weekend. You ain't kidding, Stevie B. The roles are reversed. The kids are running shit now. It's nuts. All right, speaking of running stuff, when it comes to pizza in San Francisco, Longbridge Pizza is running the show, folks. That's how it's going to be. Down on 3rd Street, 2347 3rd Street, the laid-back vibe, the serious pizza. And they do a lot of cool special things, Tony. Different food items on different days of the week, kind of specific. We've talked about the chicken parm on Wednesday, for example. Now, here's something they're doing this month that's specific to the month of May, which is a great month, by the way. A lot of people think the greatest Grateful Dead concert ever played occurred in the month of May. That would be 5/8/77. Your St. Stephen's, your Not Fadeaways, your Scarlet Fires, your Estimateds. Tony, you've heard it, 5/8/77. So May's a great month in the Grateful Dead universe, and it's a great month. Spring is coming. The flowers are blooming, and the Senior Pizza is being served up at Longbridge Pizza, only for the month of May, though. Tony, I did my research on this bad boy. Can I show you guys my notes? Look at this thing. This is all ingredients on this one pizza. You see this?
Love it. Yes.
Allow me to begin. Allow me to begin as I describe the Senior Pizza. And again, I encourage everybody to check out Jerry Garcia Band's cover of Bob Dylan's Senior. It's awesome. All right, here we go.
Well, allow me to retort.
Allow me to retort. Yeah. Do you mind if I wash this down with the tasty beverage? Okay, Tony, here we go. The Senior Pizza, only in the month of May, contains the following.
Go.
Grab a pen and start writing, because this is going to go on for a while. Tomato sauce. Okay. Cheddar and mozzarella cheese. We're talking blend now. We're going to blend it up, Tony. A little mozzarella, a little cheddar. Bam. We got a combo thing happening there. Chorizo sausage. One of my favorite things on the planet. Chorizo and eggs. I'm a sucker for chorizo and eggs. I got to admit, I've never had chorizo on a pizza. I'm very curious. I could see that thing popping flavor wise. So from chorizo, Tony, let me continue. Red onion. Okay, we're going to throw some red onion on there. I'm also coming over the top, like Garrison Hurst jumping over the pile at the goal line. Here comes, and I threw a Garrison Hurst at you. I hope you appreciate that. Spicy pickled peppers. Got me? Spicy pickled peppers. Now I'm coming at you with exotic ingredients. Tony, get ready for this. Can I interest you in some crema?
Yes.
You got some crema. We'll have crema on this pie as well. I'm not kidding. We've also got... not even.
This is
we got Cholula. Don't let me forget about the Cholula, dude. We got Cholula coming at you, and finally we got cilantro. That, my friends, is what composes the Senior Pizza, and it's a dandy, and it's only available in May. Sorry, Tony. What do you got?
There's also one other ingredient, which is a Mexican cheese called cotija. Cotija cheese is also included on the Senior.
Spell it for me so I can jot it down.
Cotija. Cotija trees. Okay. And
Cotija.
Paulie,
Cotija.
it's time, I believe, for some if I can get it. I want to be able to show this here. We have some pizza porn, Paulie.
Oh, good. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, right. I know you're a fan. If I can just get the screen situated. Come on, man. Where'd it go?
What are you doing over there, man?
Stand by, Paulie. There it is. Okay. And I had to clear the decks here because I know that I had the banner up before, but now we will. Let's just do this. Whoops.
Do what you got to do, man. Whatever you need to do is fine.
Oh my God, I almost invited a new guest. Here we go. This is the new, and thank you, Steven and Neil, for posting this. This is the Senor Pie as we go.
Yeah, show me the Senor. Senor.
There you go. There's the cilantro.
Senor.
The red onion.
Yeah. Wow. Ooh, that looks good. Oh,
yeah,
damn.
There's the crema. There's the crema. There's the cilantro. There's the lime. See?
There's the crema. There's the crema. Dude, there's the crema. By the way, would I wash that down with a tasty beverage of like a margarita or a beer or wine? I mean, I could imagine this thing going well with a number of adult beverages.
Dude, well, the beer selection at Longbridge, you can wash it down with many different fine local ales on tap at Longbridge. So
I want to make it straight up. I want to make a serious comment real quick here, Tony. You know what looks great on that pizza is the chorizo, the big chunks of chorizo. Okay, dude, you a chorizo fan, Tony?
Dude, so it's chorizo and eggs. You mentioned the Tommy's, the Mexican joint in on 25th and Geary. When I lived around the corner from there, that's where I went to have the chorizo and eggs. So I see it's like he's dolloping chorizo on the pizza. You know?
Yeah.
So I just wanted to share that for everybody. Steven, thank you very much for adding that to the pizza porn folder that we have with Longbridge Pizza. So thank you for adding that because I wanted to share that immediately. So thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, and get on down to Longbridge, place an order, longbridgepizza.com, and they will deliver. Well, ask them about delivery as they do deliver to most neighborhoods in the city. Okay, and Neil Donardi, onward and upward, brother. We love you. One of our favorite people on the planet. Hey, Stevie B's coming in here with a super, and it looks like it's because I mentioned the name Garrison Hurst. See, again, Stevie B here for Hurst, most underrated Niner, the 98-yard winner against the Jets in 98. I was there. Tony was there. We were both there. I remember watching it at a friend's house in New Jersey, going wild. Go Knicks. Oh, dude, Stevie B, I'm feeling your Knicks right now, dude. It's Warriors 1, and then I got the Knicks as like my pet little brother team right now, and they are so much fun to watch. I told Tony before the show, Stevie B, I go, the Knicks are stuffing it up the Celtics A's right now. They are just stuffing it up their A's on their own floor. I don't think the Celtics are ready for this kind of fight because the Knicks are bringing the fight to the world champs, and they might not be world champs much longer, dude. 2-0 lead, winning both on the road and then coming back to Madison Square Garden. If the Knicks win game 3, I mean, Tony, how long do you think this series can go? Let's just say the Knicks pull off game 3 on Saturday.
You're getting ahead of ourselves. You're getting into the Tony's top 3 area, which
I do. Yeah.
So I would like to just pause on your Knicks love.
Okay, no, fair enough. You got me there. No, I do want to talk some Warriors. Thank you. Yes.
Oh no, it's all good, brother. Let's pause on the Knicks love, and I want to go back to. So I texted Paulie and Don Peralta, I think, and actually I think Los was on the text as well. Los D. Yeah. That Chris Finch, the head coach of the Minnesota Timberwolves, reminds me of like I said. He reminds me of like an Irish priest that like loves the Scotch, right? He just,
wouldn't that be most of them actually?
Yes. And he was wearing all black last night. All he needed was the little white part of the collar, and he would have looked like Father Finch, right? So I was like, I kept calling him Father Finch, and then what does he do today? What does Father Finch do today? But he complains to the NBA. They sent footage into the NBA.
Let me get everybody caught up on this, Tony. So if you haven't heard about this, this is the aftermath of kicking Minnesota's ass on their own floor and not being able to handle it, apparently. So here we go. So the Dubs get that game 99-88. We are going to talk Steph Curry. We're going to get into the whole thing in just a second here, but let me lead with this. Timberwolves coach, I'm reading this right off ESPN.com online. So Timberwolves coach Chris Finch said his team submitted clips to the league office that showed what he believes was excessive contact made against center Rudy Gobert in the 99-88 Game 1 loss to the Golden State Warriors. Here comes the quotes. Are you ready for the balls on Father Finch? You ready for this? He needs to get his ass into the Al Davis confession. Hey, Father Finch, get your drunk Irish ass in here and sit down. Close Open the curtain. I don't want to hear you bitching and moaning. You know what I mean? It's tough love in the Al Davis confessional booth. Here he goes. Here's a quote from Father Finch. I'm not embellishing this.
No.
Quote, on defensive rebound, that's us, the Golden State Warriors, they do a lot of fouling, shoving, holding, pushing, ready? And tackling of Rudy Gobert. He continues, more quotes. That's clear. I'm not done. Let me finish. This is incredible. That's clear. We sent a bunch of those clips into the league. In fact, I'm not sure I know another player in the league with Rudy's pedigree. Oh, my head's going to fucking explode. I'm not sure there's another player in the league with Rudy's pedigree that is allowed to be physically beaten the way he is. Hey, Father Finch, have you seen film on Steph Curry? Have you seen the way they abuse this guy? And I got news for you. Long after Rudy Gobert retires, they're going to be talking about Steph Curry. They ain't going to be talking about Rudy Gobert 30, 40 years from now. Nice player. No disrespect. Nice player. But, dude, relax, dude, of his pedigree. Yeah, he's a good player. He's an all-star. Let's not get effing crazy here. This just really rubs me the wrong way, dude. This guy's got the balls to come off a loss on his own floor and then piss and moan about the Warriors being a dirty team. Are you serious? Did you see any evidence of that, Tony? Honestly.
No, dude. It was a quote unquote physical game, as I like to say, but I always find that fun because every game is physical, but the physical was ramped up 10 notches because the refs were letting them play, and they called it. They were letting them play both ways. Kerr had a couple of good arguments in the first half where he's like, you got to call it both ways, dude. At one point, I saw McDaniels literally hugging Curry in the first half before Curry left the game.
Yeah, that's pretty commonplace. Yeah.
Do you think Steve Kerr is wasting his time sending clips to the NBA? Just move on, dude. It's he doesn't even have a leg to stand on here. And second of all, you're literally preaching to the choir, Father Finch. God, all the Catholic euphemisms are coming out, dude.
I know. We already got messages flying by in the text line. I saw one. I think it was from Miguel. It just said F Father Finch. I already saw an F Father Finch out there, and I'm with you, dude. Father Finch, do me a favor, bro. Comb your hair. You know what I mean? You look ragged. You look nuts on the bench. Do you look like you've been up for 3 days drinking on the streets? Comb your hair, sit up straight, and coach your team, and stop complaining. You know what I mean?
Could you not see him in like a long gown on the altar saying, ha, 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 ha.
Oh, Jesus. Him with him forever and ever. Yeah, all that. Yeah.
Tom,
no disrespect.
No, of course not. Of course not.
It's all the church. Let us have a little fun. You know what I mean? We're just trying to have some fun. Yeah.
I grew up as an altar boy, dude.
I know.
Please,
well, that's all the more reason to riff. All the more reason to riff. That's all. Yeah.
We used to sneak sips of the altar wine. What am I going to do? But I love it.
Rags used to break into the freaking Rags used to go. I probably shouldn't even say this because Rags is going to hell. We're all going to hell. I'll see all of you guys down there. But I'm going to say this on behalf of Rags. I think it was like when he was going to like CCD classes, he broke into the back room or whatever and stole the freaking church wine. You believe this kid? Stole the church wine.
Hey, he did what we all wanted to do. Rags just had the balls to do it. So Rags, I applaud it. And I got to give Tom some love in the comment line. He says, Father Finch, SCFU, grab your chalice and drink some bad wine, dude.
Was that Los? Was that Los D?
No, that was a gentleman named Tom. So Tom, welcome to the program. And Los D was on the text line last night when we were talking to Father Finch. Why? Because I kept looking at him like, God, he just looks like many priests.
What he said. Don't clean it up. I'm going to give you all the real stuff that Tony says. Balls in the mouth. Get your balls out of the mouth. That was one. And then number two is he goes at furious texting in the game last night. Furious. Me, Dom, Los D, and Creative Tony, the four of us just kicking it back and forth. And at one point, Tony goes, he looks like a drunk priest. You know what I mean? A drunk Irish priest. He goes, he looks like a drunk Irish priest. And I was like, you know what, bro? Hey, if the shoe fits, man, he kind of does look like a drunk priest. You could see him in one of those those midtown New York bars that are like at 11 a.m. There's like three old dudes sitting at the bar, like smoking butts. Like he's one of those guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes. Or yes. I mean, my Catholic upbringing, there's so many ways I could go with the riffing, but I won't because, but I will say that dude, he maybe did have a few too many last night after the game. Cause if he's thinking that this game is being called unfairly, uneven, he's on another planet, dude.
I thought it was a really bad look. I honestly thought it was a really bad look for him to be doing this right now. He ought to be just more worried about coaching up his team. What I did like about his post game and this I will give him respect for and props, is that he essentially called out Anthony Edwards during his post game last night. And he goes, I don't know what this guy's waiting for. This kid, because he was saying, dude, Anthony Edwards, he said, hey, I want that smoke. I want the Warriors. I want him. Well, guess what? You got him. Now you got him. And now you're down in a 0-1 hole. So after the game, Finch was like, Ant Edwards needs to step up. Flat out. He just called him out. And then when you see the footage, again, I want to watch this tonight. I put it in bookmarks. If anybody out there missed it, you guys can be your own judge and jury. But I thought it was a horrible look. He's sitting there with Julius Randle, and one of the reporters reads them the stats and goes, your shooting tonight was abysmal. You were shooting 4% or something in the first half. And they start laughing. It's funny. We're laughing. I guess it's a good time now. So I will say something positive about Minnesota. You know who I like on Minnesota, and I always have? I like their point guard, Mike Conley. I always like this guy. He's a consummate pro. He's a very, very capable player, an all-star caliber. He's late in his career now, but he's been good enough if he had the team around him to be like a championship caliber point guard. He's just never quite had the talent around him. He's got a good situation right now. But anyway, I will say one good thing, and that is that I like Mike Conley. But the rest of the team, dude, I mean, these guys.
Paulie, I like Randall too, though. I feel like Randall plays the game hard. I like Randall too. I think he plays the game, and I will forever love DiVincenzo, but also DiVincenzo was crossing the line a little bit with this contract last night, I thought too. He
did. He was getting a little silly last night, DiVincenzo.
Yeah.
Bro, let's forget who you are now. You know what I mean?
Right. Don't let me send Pat Spencer over to your house, Dante, in between games.
It's time for Pat Spencer Appreciation Night right here, right now on Polymac Particles. Tony, listen, first of all, I love Creative Tony's call. Let's go back and revisit Tony's call yesterday when he goes, Warriors in 5. Dude, that's such a gangster call. Warriors in 5. But I've been saying, you made that great call. The one thing I was saying all year long is I like Pat Spencer. Every time he's on the floor, positive things happen. He can just hold it down, dude. And guess what? Tomorrow, hey, could I get a Chris Walken? Guess what? Can I get a guess what real quick? Guess what? Guess what is you're going to get a big dose of Pat Spencer tomorrow. Number 61, dude. Shout out Jesse Zappulo. You got any other 61s real quick?
Oh, good.
I don't think I do. I do.
Oh, by the way, this is episode number 83. Shout out Ronaldo, Skeets, Nehemiah, and JJ Stokes, formerly both 85 for the 49ers. This is episode number 83. I'm sorry, 83. This is episode number 83. For the Polymax Particles. Thank you, PMP Army, for being
here. When we get to 85, we'll celebrate Mike Wilson and Tony. Never forget him, Ted Popson. Okay,
Ted Popson. Yeah.
Ted Popson was making plays wearing 85, dude. He was a good tight end, Ted Popson. What are you laughing at?
Oh, he was.
I like his name too, Popson. You know what I mean? Popson. Yeah.
Ooh, dude, who just said that on the Mark Graves, Livon Hernandez, number 61. That is a great call, Mark Graves. Great save, dude. Awesome. So that's the only 61. Sapolu and Levon are the only two 61s I can think of. But Paulie, Draymond even said that, and we have it in bookmarks. We can show it in bookmarks later. But Draymond says basically he's not helping himself out by wearing number 61. But dude, Pat Spencer's story is outrageous, dude. He was the best, the number 1 draft pick in the professional lacrosse draft.
The number 1, as Tony Salvador would say, this guy was the number 1 lacrosse player in the country. Shout out Tony Salvador, fist in the air for life. I love you, Big T. That's the grandpappy of them all. Nicky DiFrancesco, Paulie, do you know what I'm eating right now? Leftover Senor Pie, dude. Yeah, with the day after sourdough crust, living the good life on this night flight. Hey, Nicky, great to see you, brother. And thank you for the donation. Hey, Tony, are
also, Nicky DiFrancesco, instead of LB, just remember it's LBP, like OPP, LBP. Yeah, you know me. So it's Longbridge Pizza, LBP. Yeah, you know me. Go, Paulie.
You down with LBP? Yeah, you know me. Tony, I want to talk about Pat Spencer for a second. I believe we're going to get a very, very large dose of him tomorrow with Steph Curry out. We should address the Steph Curry injury. As it stands, just to give you all the details, it's a grade 1 hamstring strain. You guys have probably heard this all day, and they're going to reevaluate him in a week. Okay, that's fine. But listening to the guys on TNT tonight before the Knick game, Shaq and Kenny and Barkley, those guys all said the same thing, which is what I expected to hear, which is that, dude, hamstrings are really unpredictable. You have to be very, very careful with it. You can't, I mean, the risk of rushing Steph back is it gets injured more severely and then he's lost, then he's out. So right now you've got control over the situation to a degree. And if the Warriors can simply hold it down, those guys on TNT seem to think the realistic return date for him, Tony, would be game 6. Okay,
Yes.
game 6.
Yeah.
Now, there is a very unusual gap between game 5 and game 6 for whatever. Oh, you know why? It's because the Valkyries are going to have their home opener at Chase. So they had to delay game 6. So there's a 4-day break between game 5 and game 6. Really unusual because all the other games only have a day between. So I guess the thought is if you can hold it down, win a game or another 2 games, between now and game 5, then you try to get Steph back for game 6. But like, I'm okay with that scenario because I'm more interested in protecting him for the long haul than I am like rushing him back for game 3 or 4. How's your head with all this, T? And what are you expecting from this? As far as
I got 2 things.
Utah, give me 2.
Got 2 things. So the first thing is that I got to give Tom some love on the comment line again. He says Pat Spencer earned many fans' respect with the headbutt to Şengün.
Dude. I love the headbutt, dude. Headbutt that big gorilla. Get him out of your face, dude. Şengün coming in with the color me bad glasses, dude. Throw a headbutt at him, Pat Spencer. Those lacrosse guys are tough, dude. That's the thing. He's not afraid of anybody, Pat Spencer. He's a tough guy.
Not afraid at all, dude. And I just want to, why not? Why not? Just because I can't get enough of these 2 clowns. So I'll share it for a second here. There he is.
That's the guy you headbutted, the dude on the left. Yeah.
Yeah, I call him Dick in a Box. You call him Color Me Bad.
That's my dick in a box. Yeah.
But
and we did Nick in a Box for Nick Mullins, dude, because that's my Nick in a Box. One of our more creative songs, Nick in a Box.
That was fun. Well, I wonder what Dylan Brooks is doing in his off season. And maybe is he hanging out with LeBron, or maybe Dylan, Şengün, and LeBron are all hanging out? It must be cool. Yeah. But Paulie. And then the second thing is that my dear friend Joe Donnelly, who I went to high school with, he is an orthopedic surgeon, and he's on the faculty at Stanford. And I texted him today, and I said, "Hey, man," I said, "I'm not, I want to go to the source. I want to can you give me some meat on this whole injury with Steph, and what's like a typical recovery time, and because I'd love to pass it on to the PMP Army about this." And Joe's a great dude. He was a hell of a baseball player too. Shout out Joe. His kids, actually, I think one of his kids played with Kyle Harrison. I think he was Kyle Harrison's catcher at De La Salle. Anyways, shout out Kyle Harrison with the save yesterday. And we got to talk Robbie Ray's tight pants as well,
bro. So. You weren't kidding. And by the way, compliments on the artwork you put up tonight on Twitter promoting the show. Yeah. That kind of rear view, you're getting glutes, dude. You're getting quads, and dude, the calves. It's literally like somebody took a paintbrush and just painted his legs gray. Tell me there's not he wears the tightest pants on the bigs, Tony. Except
I think he does. And, and I think he, remember Chet in Weird Science, because I get off on it. Yeah. I think that Robbie Ray kind of is getting known for this, and I think he gets off on it. So I'm gonna get back to my point in a second, but
Jesus Christ. Look at this guy. What's he trying to prove, bro? I mean, he's like a step away from like twerking on the beach kind of thing. Like he looks like he's getting ready for a twerk contest. You know what I mean? Yeah. Totally. Can't get any tighter, Robbie. Cannot get any tighter. That's about as tight as it goes.
Again, I'm going to get back to Dr. Donnelly in 1 second, but does he have to sit down on like a couch or the bed and like put his legs in the air and hike the pant leg over his foot?
Listen.
Do you know what I mean?
Tony, listen, shout out to the scene in Dazed and Confused when it's there. All the girls are getting ready to go out to the party at the Moon Tower. And you got that, I don't know her name, but there's like a blonde girl in the movie and her pants are so freaking tight. She's lying on her bed and one of her friends is like pulling her pants up with a pair of pliers, dude. Do you remember that? They're pulling the zipper up with pliers. I'm like, damn, that's Robbie Ray getting ready for a start, dude. He's got Mike Yastrzemski pulling his pants up with a pair of pliers. You know what I mean?
Like, do you remember in the 80s there was Guess jeans? Guess jeans, and they had the triangle on the ass, the patch with the triangle on the ass. Yes, but they were so tight down by the ankles that they had to have a zipper down on the side. So I'm wondering if Robbie Ray installs a zipper on the side of his baseball pants. But I got to admit, Paulie, if I had the glutes and thighs of a Robbie Ray, I would do the exact same thing he's
I don't
doing.
think you would. You're not built that way. Not I mean like not spiritually built. Like I'm not saying physically. You're not that kind of guy, and nor am I, dude. We don't leave the house in tight pants. It's just not what we do. Rag's asking if his nards can't feel good in those tight pants, and I totally agree. That's what we used to say to Shannon Kaler. This is Tony's, creative assistant at KBR for a long time, lead singer of the Stone Foxes. We got to get him back on the podcast. Yeah, there's his shirt. Good band. That kid comes in wearing pants like this, and we would be like, dude, don't try to tell me you're comfortable. You can't possibly be comfortable. Like, you need like an escape hatch for your boys or something, just to let them breathe.
The stretch polyester, whatever the pants are made out of, they have to be very stretchy and comfortable and work with the contour of Robbie Ray's muscles. That's all I'm going to say. All right. In the meantime, I'm back to Dr. Donnelly, and also
we got two supers we need to get to. Yeah.
Exactly. So let me get those supers up here. And Robbie Ray, remove it. I was trying to get Robbie Ray off the screen. Sweet Mad Hatter, thank you so much for the super. Timberwolves looked gassed last night. Hell, I wear prostheses on both legs and could beat them off the dribble. And yes, I did turn one of my legs into a ball.
Bro, I love the fact that your sense of humor is intact, Sweet Mad Hatter. Seriously, that goes a long way with guys like us. You got to laugh, dude. I mean, you got to laugh. I'm sorry that happened, but your sense of humor is awesome. And thank you so much for the donation. I guess if we're going to riff, I'm going to riff with you, Sweet Mad Hatter. Here's my question. And I kind of mean this. I'm not even really kidding. On behalf of Creative Tony and myself, next time we have a watch party, which we're going to be announcing really soon. We're working on that right now. We're actually trying to pick a date during this T-Wolf series, and we'll have information very, very soon, maybe as soon as by the end of this week. So keep watching and listening. But Sweet Mad Hatter,
sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, if Sweet Mad Hatter could be good enough to join us, could I take a bong rip off the leg? I'm just asking. If we're going to do it, let's pass it around, man. Let's pass that leg. Let's stuff. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll bring the Paulie Mac herbal delish. You know what I mean? We'll use my own stash, and we'll see how that goes. But anyway, yes.
Herb is a plant. Herbs are good for everything.
Herbs are good for everything. There's something about the cadence in that one. Herbs are good for everything. Anyway, thank you, Sweet Mad Hatter. We love you, brother. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Sweet Mad Hatter, you rule. Thank you. Keep ruling. And
there's another one, though. I saw Low Stee as well. Did you get him up there, Tony?
Low Stee. Boys, we were talking robes yesterday, and I saw a documentary on Ric Flair. I'm a huge wrestling fan, and no one wore flashier robes than the Nature Boy. Dude, he's damn right about that, man. The wrestling robes are probably number one, and boxing. I mean, I think Rocky had a hell of a robe, didn't he? I want to say it was
Shamrock Meats, dude. Shout out Shamrock Meats in the first one. You had Buddy. You had Paulie's butcher place, Shamrock Meats. By the way, Sweet Mad Hatter responding now saying, guys, I live in Eugene, Oregon, but yes, we can hit it someday. Well, I'll look forward to that, man. I was just up there. I just went to my son's graduation in Portland. I love Oregon. It's a beautiful state up there. And now, Tony, we got a present. So let's go through the chapters again real quick. Polymac Particle chapters around the globe, including Japan, Florida, New York, New Jersey, California, Arkansas, now Oregon. Am I forgetting anywhere, T?
Burlington, Vermont checked in.
Burlington, Vermont, yes.
And then we have up and down the West Coast, I believe. We have Mendocino. We've got down south. And I believe, you said Japan. You said Arkansas and parts in between. Arizona. Thank you.
Arizona, Vermont. Yeah, beautiful. Chapters all over the place, just like the Hells Angels, dude. Maybe we should start making vests, like PMP vests. We'll ride our Vespas around. Tony can ride his scooter up and down the street wearing the Polymac Particle vest. Would you be willing to do that, Tony? Wear a biker vest as you scooter around the city?
Dude, speaking of Polymac Particles gear, which you can get at Long Beach Pizza, or you can get on our YouTube page, the link to purchase any gear is on the homepage of the YouTube page at Polymac Particles. I went into my local record store today, Vinyl Solution in San Mateo, saw the legend that is Tommy Tunes, who's been there since 1984. And he and I were rapping, but when I walked in, he's wearing the PMP Army t-shirt that Dom Peralta dropped off. And I said, wow, you want to talk about particles? I said, Tommy, I'm in here to look for some records. And here you are wearing the shirt. I was in the store for like an hour. I was planning to be in there for like 10 minutes. I was in the store for like an hour.
I got to tell you, it is a thrill, isn't it? Here's another one. Let me give you my own story. True story. So on Friday of last week, we did the High Noon show And I basically, if you remember, had to end the show at 1 o'clock because I had to run up to the official airport of the Polymac Particle Show, Santa Rosa Airport, the Charles Schultz Airport. I like to call it the Santa Rosa Airport. Again, the official airport of PMP. So anyway, I go up there and dude, I pick up my mom. We're going to the airport. My mom's rocking the PMP shirt, dude. Remember that? I sent a picture to Tony and Tom. My mom was rocking it. So I was like, wow. Because I gave her the shirt. I didn't know if she was ever going to wear it, but she did. It was so cool. And you're right. It's like a thrill when you see somebody wearing the PMP shirt. And by all artwork provided by Dom Peralta, by the way. Hey, Dom, quick question for you. Let me just address you privately for a second. Can you send Tony, like right now, can you send him, like, Tony, what do you need to get an image up on the screen tonight? Email or text from Dom?
Either way.
Okay.
But what are you looking for?
Well, he sent a picture last night that just flat out made me laugh. He superimposed Pat Spencer's face on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's body, but he's like smiling, hitting a hook shot. Dude, it's so funny looking, Tom. That made me laugh. So, and he flexes that nice hook shot, dude. He's a little guy. He'll run right into the trees. He's chucking up hooks. I just like the way Pat Spencer plays. And he's sound with the basketball, makes smart decisions, tough as nails, and he hits shots. He can finish at the rim, dude. And if you have that ready, let me know because it is a very, very funny image. Let's see, Pat Spencer. Here we go. Yeah, dude. Blow that up a little bit. I love the smile, too. Look at his face. Dude, is that the X-Man, dude? Xavier McDaniel on defense. Shout out to Seattle Sonics, man.
Oh, man. That is great stuff. Thank you, Dom. And thank you for dropping off the stuff at Vinyl Solution in San Mateo. Paulie, back to Dr. Donnelly. And my buddy, who's an orthopedic surgeon, he worked with the A's for a while. And I just texted him saying, "Hey man, can you give me some more more details or just some like your opinion about what's going on?"
Right.
And he said it really. This is literally the text that he sent me. He said, "Really depends on the grade. 10 days is pretty optimistic, but seeing the injury didn't look too bad. Was able to move plenty good till he pulled himself out of the game. Suggests lower grade injury. Still, as you know, these can be nagging injuries. I'm sure he's getting every treatment modality known to man." He said 10 to 14 days, fingers crossed, because the higher the grade injuries can be 6 weeks. So let's hope for, like he said, 10 to 14 days. Let's hope for the 10 days. Let's just hope for the 10 days.
Okay, we're going to hope for the 10 days. Now it's time for some tough talk, the uncomfortable things that nobody wants to talk about. But let's address this stuff. Like, if Steph can't come back in this series, can the Warriors win the series without him?
Yes.
Think of it this way: they've got 6 games to win 3. I think they can do that. I do.
Again.
Oh no, please God help me.
Again, Paulie, the ultimate sin, right? The ultimate sin, the ultimate strength in numbers. This is truly the ultimate strength in numbers, dude, because hey, Butler, it's your time to build your own statue outside of Chase Center. And Buddy, dude, by the way, Buddy Hield answered the bell again.
Unbelievable.
Again,
Yep.
It's like Buddy Hield and Draymond playing out of his ass again.
Yeah.
And like you said, 12 players playing last Steve Kerr. And Steve Kerr even admitted that obviously when Curry leaves the game, you got to change your entire game plan, dude. So you had 26 minutes from GP2 after being, coming down with another Houston illness, dude. Just stay away from Houston forever, GP2, and Pajemski as well. And then you had 13 minutes from Jonathan Kuminga, and then, dude, Paulie, Kevon freaking Looney, dude.
Yep.
Again, only 2 points, right? And
it doesn't matter. It's not about scoring with Kevon. Right. You know that. Yeah.
Exactly, dude. He's banging bodies. He's taking up space in the paint.
How about the play where he was falling out of bounds and he just banged the ball off? I think it was DiVincenzo's like, bam, right off your leg. Still our ball. Like, that's his IQ. And that's a guy like I've always rooted for, Kevon Looney. He's a heart and soul guy, totally low key, under the radar, doesn't want the spotlight, doesn't need it, and he's just here to facilitate and help his team. And he's a real cagey veteran. He's very valuable right now to Steve Kerr in this series. No doubt.
Paulie, seriously, because let me get you some walking in here.
Guess what?
That guy sat on the bench while Post was getting a ton of minutes.
He did. He got like 12 minutes last night, Post. Yeah.
No, I'm saying, but Looney during the regular season sat on the bench while Post was taking a lot of his minutes and kept his cool.
Yeah.
And Buddy Hield, the guys like Buddy Hield.
Yep.
Am I in the lineup? Am I not? Is Moses Moody in the lineup, or is like all these guys been rotating in and out of the lineup?
Yeah.
And it's like they trust Kerr, they trust Steph Curry, they trust the plan. It's all the vibe. It goes back to the freaking vibe of this team, dude.
Golden
It's
vibes. Yeah.
Yes, the golden vibes. Where's my sticker? Do I have my
Get
sticker?
it up there for the love of God. What's taking you so long? I can't have delays like this. Come on. Quickly. Quickly. Let's go. Come on,
Let's
man.
go while we're young.
Totally. Hey, Whitey, where's your hat? Yeah.
Come on, man.
Come on.
4. I should have yelled 2.
I bet you $1,000 you're slicing the woods.
Dude, did I get? You know what? I don't have them.
You're a disgrace. You're falling apart at the seams here, buddy. You're embarrassing the entire operation. You got to
why, Paulie? It's because the last Warrior hang I did with friends, I brought a ton of Golden Vibe stickers and spread them out all over the place. So the Golden Vibe stickers are being spread all over the.
All right, put your toys down. Put all your toys down and get your head back in the game, Tony. We got another super we need to get up on the on the screen here, and I can't see his name. It went flying by, but I see the color. Who is? Oh, Aaron Cask. What's up, bro? Dub's got the particles. T-Wolf's got a drunk priest. Nice. It's no contest. I got a jam. Hey, Aaron Cask, always a pleasure to have you on board. We'll see you tomorrow, bro. Yeah, and I love the Black Sabbath shirt. I need one of those. Tony, what you're talking about, I think, is Steve Kerr and just his mastery of his players and knowing how to rotate. So let's go over some of the stuff Steve Kerr did last night. First of all, he set the tone early because in the first quarter, 9 different Warriors played alone in the first quarter alone. Draymond Green, dude, 4 3-pointers in the first half. Gobert was not even pretending to D him up. Draymond would get the ball out at the 3-point line, and if you watch the film, Gobert's in the paint. He's just saying, go ahead, shoot it, Draymond. I'm not even going to try to stop you. Bang, hit 4 of them. That was awesome. And then in the second half, just the rotation, he kept that bench. He got everybody got a little piece of the action last night. Keith Santos got in the game. You mentioned Jonathan Kuminga. I thought there were a couple of positive things last night. I'm going to be honest. Like, I've been hard on the guy because I didn't like what I saw in the Houston series when Kerr put him on the floor. Might be a result of rust, might be a result of not getting enough minutes, but whatever the case, this is the playoffs, dude. You got to put your best self on the floor, and you got to do away with the hesitation, like getting the rock, getting a good look at the rim, take it to the rim, Jonathan. Don't wait and then pass, and then because he's made a lot of errant passes. He turned the ball over in the Houston series, but last night I thought he played pretty well. I thought he had a pretty decent contribution last night. How about you?
Yeah, 14 minutes, and he made that 3 in the corner that was huge, and it was bigger than just the 3 points that were made. It was for his own head.
Yeah,
being to hit that 3 and be like, yeah, okay, I can still do this. Because so much of the game is mental. So much of sports is mental, and I was really happy for him too when he made that 3. I don't know how Kerr is gonna mix him in, but he's gonna be part of the plan moving forward with Curry out. Probably out at least until game 6, it looks like.
I would say that seems to be the realistic. I mean, people that are expecting to see Steph Curry in games 3 and 4, I would let go of that. That's just not realistic. You're not going to see that.
Well, let's just listen to Zaza.
Nothing easy.
Right?
By the way, you do know I got my Zaza bobblehead right here with the Georgian flag and everything. I like to keep this one nearby. Yeah.
One more time, reprise.
Nothing easy.
How about here? Shake the bobblehead. Shake the bobblehead. Shake it. Just shake it.
Shake your bobblehead and shake your bobblehead. Okay. Yeah, come on, man.
Nothing easy.
Sorry, dude.
There you go. All right. Anyway, Tony, we're playing with dolls on the show tonight. What are we devolving into? We're doing little skits. Jimmy Butler. You mentioned Jimmy Butler, and you said that Butler is going to have to be the man now. Totally agree. He and Buddy Hield are going to have to carry a lot of the offensive load. Jimmy Butler last night came damn close to getting a triple-double, 18, 10, and 8. Jimmy Two-Ply, as you like to call him, Jimmy Two-Ply on the streets. Yep. You got to remember this with Jimmy Butler. He's not 100%. He's not even close to being 100% right now. No. Hence the nickname Jimmy Two-Ply. But he's not going to complain. He's not going to show any signs of that. And he's so smart on the floor, man. Like when you need a bucket, he'll give it to you. When you need to slow things down and he needs to get to the line, he can give that to you. And that element in itself, now that we have a guy like Jimmy Butler who can draw fouls, get to the line, slow the clock down, let the guys catch their breath and stuff like that, that's a huge value for this team. So, listen, this might sound crazy, Tony. I'm not that daunted from the Steph Curry injury. I'm not going to be. I haven't really lost a lot of confidence. It is going to be tougher, yes, and I expect that Minnesota is going to show us a whole different complexion tomorrow night. The way they hit the floor, there's going to be urgency. They're going to hit shots. They're going to play much, much better. But I still think the Warriors can win this series, even without Steph Curry. I really do. We got one more here, Tony. We got another super. If you want to throw that one up there. The DC wait, after a long day the first rip hits different. Thank you for another night, dude. Thank you, DC. Don't thank me, thank you. We're gonna be here doing it regardless, so thank you, brother. And you're right, that first one after a long day, it does hit just a little bit different. It's every man's reward when you get home from the salt mines, if you will. Tony, where's your confidence? Where's your head? Has it been rattled? Are you shaking? We all want Steph to get well, but can they go on without him? Legitimate question.
Wow, man, you just said shaking. I have to just give a hat tip to Eddie Money and shaking and the whole video.
Snapping her fingers, Tony.
Snapping her fingers.
Whoa. You know who's a big Eddie Money fan, by the way, dude? Not kidding. You want to know who might be the biggest Eddie Money fan I know? Take a guess. Yes.
Rags.
Yes. Dude, Eddie Money. He knows Eddie Money tracks I've never even heard of. Last time I was at his house a couple summers ago, we were partying. He had a few people over. We were hanging out. Rags, remember that? We're hanging out on your deck in the backyard. You were pumping Eddie Money songs I've never even heard of. I don't even know the shit he was playing. He's like, listen to this one. Like these ballads and stuff. Give me some water. Give me some water. Yeah. Patty from Napa. You and Rags, you can double date on this whole Eddie Money thing. Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Right, but there would be days where I'd be walking down the hall because he was friends of Lamont Tonelli, and he would come on the show a lot. He would come on the show.
Murphy Mac show too. He was on the Murphy Mac show. Yeah,
but there'd be days I'd just walk into work and boom, there's Eddie Money just cruising the hallway, or just sitting in a spare desk, just waiting to go on the air with Lamont Tonelli. And I was like,
dude, do you remember the isolated Eddie Money laugh we had that we used to play? Dude, oh my God, he sounded like a dragon, dude. He was like, ha, 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 like the Eddie Murphy laugh. Dude, it was like a smoker's laugh. Yeah.
Do you remember the Burt Sugar laugh that we used to play?
Oh, dude, he's like, it's like that, right? Like, no, give me one, give me Burt Sugar.
After it sounded like he had I don't know,
like he's about to drop dead. He's gonna fall over.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can do it.
It was,
it's hard to do. It's like that, dude. He's choking
it's impossible to do because it was all the residue from the cigar, because he was a big cigar smoker, man. And so we had a Burt Sugar laugh that it sounded like, and rest in peace also Burt Sugar, and a great boxing enthusiast and writer for Sports Illustrated, I think. But that
laugh was outrageous. It was just outrageous. Sounds like a guy on his deathbed, smoking butts. By the way, Andrew Marcool is saying that Sons of Johnny Lee is live on Twitter right now at the Pearl Jam show in Nashville. He did that a couple nights ago too. Sons just goes live on Twitter and lets you watch the show. So if you guys are Pearl Jam fans like Tony and myself, and Andrew, just go ahead and look him up after the show. You can watch the whole Pearl Jam gig. It's pretty cool. Now, Tony, and I see it's getting late in the show. I do want to get some bookmarks tonight, and I know you have a top 3, so we should probably start that whole procedure, if you don't mind.
Tony's top 3. Tony's top 3. Tony's top 3.
Feeding ducks, man. Feeding ducks, paying bills. Let's go, kids.
I mean, and just because we can, thank you, Rags, for the Tony's top 3 hand gesture. If you want to just be reminded of how you can make the TT3 gesture. And also, we've got the Dom Peralta Tony's top 3 sticker. Look at that. That's pretty sweet. Tony's top 3. So here, dude. Okay, number 1, and this is reality here, right? Because
it's not about a salary, it's all about reality. Go ahead, Tony.
I was very proud of Draymond last night, not only for how he played, but how he kept his cool.
Yeah,
because there were moments where he could have, lost it, and he kept his cool. And also, don't think that Minnesota isn't trying to dangle the bait in front of him and get him called for a technical
of course. Especially with Gobert, dude. He and Gobert, it's like oil and water out there. Yeah.
Right. And so my question to you for number one in the top three is, do you think, because Draymond, if he gets 2 more flagrants, he's suspended. Or if he gets 3 more technical fouls, he's suspended.
Excuse me.
Do you think with Father Finch on the Minnesota sideline, on the Minnesota bench, excuse me, not sideline, it's on the court, it's an arena.
You're good, baby.
If you have Father Finch on one side, do you think Draymond can be the altar boy on the other side, on the other bench, and behave and stay out of trouble and stay out of harm's way? Do you think that he can do that?
The fact that you're equating Draymond Green to an altar boy status is a big stretch. But I will. And by the way, dude, speaking of church, speaking of the Catholic Church, by the way, they got they got to get a new pope. They're out there trying to figure that out right now. You know what's funny is like, and I'll answer your question in a second, but off on a side note tangent real quick with the whole pope selection, dude. How reminiscent. And I don't want to upset anybody here. I'm not trying to do that, but I'm just trying to riff a little comedy on a Wednesday. Hopefully never hurt anybody. Believe me. I was baptized Catholic. Everybody relax. Yeah. But Tony, I'm saying, like, it's almost like the NFL draft. You know what I mean? They're like trotting all these guys out. Here he comes from the Philippines. He weighs 160 pounds. You know what I mean? Like, they're going through his resume and stuff. I'm like, wow, it is. It's like the NFL draft, but it's like a papal draft.
No question. Go back and read Dan Brown's books. He talked about the conclaves that happen in Catholicism and in Rome, and the comment line's on fire. Pine Needle says black smoke for Father Finch. We're talking about Chris Finch, the head coach of the Super Bowl. If you're just joining the show now, I said earlier that I texted Paulie and Dom and Los D yesterday that Chris Finch, the coach of the Teals, reminds me of like an Irish priest who's just yearning for his scotch. But and then also Andrew Markoulis. What's up, Andrew? How's Tahoe, brother? No sinning during conclave, he said. But did you happen to notice the priest's name? He's like one of the finalists or whatever.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Or he made like the Elite 8 or the Final 4 or whatever.
It is. It's like March Madness, the priest. Yeah, totally. He made dude, he's on to the next round. Big win, dude. Big win over the guy from Haiti or whatever. Yeah.
The guy's name is Father Pizza Balla.
Oh, get him in right now. Give him the hat. Give him the hat and give him the whole outfit, dude. I want Father what? Father Pizza what?
Pizza Balla. Pizzaballa. Father.
That's my pope. That's my pope right there.
This is my Missouri.
This is my papal choice. All right, Tony. Anyway, so that's one thing. And then my other thought on the Catholic Church, and I want to bring this back. This is something I want to see them bring back. Like when you go to Catholic Mass now, it's not the same, dude. It's not like when we were little kids. You know, it's kind of scary back then. They were saying stuff and they were still speaking Latin and everything. Nobody knew what was going on. And then you had the guy, when are they going to bring back the guy walking up and down the aisles, dude? Tony, like this, wafting. Dude, I want these guys wafting some incense. They don't waft anymore, and I want the waft.
Yeah, you got to pick your spots. If you go to like an old school funeral that where it can be requested, I think for funerals to give the.
I would request it right now. I'd like it at Sunday service. Waft it around, man. You know.
And there's a whole technique where you hold the chain, and then it's a two-handed thing where like you're holding it up, and then what I mean, like,
pendulum, dude, swinging. Yeah, I like that. Anyway, bring that back. I just wanted to throw that out there. Bring back the incense. And then Tony, my final PSA, my public service announcement, or PSR, public service request. We should be saying this every night. But Tony and I were the kind of kids that got grounded and couldn't see Ozzy, so we forget things like this. But please do like and subscribe. I should be saying that all the time, and I hardly ever do. So please subscribe to the show if you like it. Tell your friends, have them subscribe, like the show, blah, blah, blah. That's going to help us. Pine Needle, get them up there real quick as a super, and then I'm going to answer your question. I know I still haven't done that yet. Where did he go? Hold on.
Hold on a sec, Paulie. I'm showing you Father Monsignor Pier Battista Pizzaballa. That is Monsignor Pier Battista is his first name. His last name, Pizzaballa.
So. He's Paisan, too. He's got all the right requirements. Tony, real quick, if you could, we had a super, and he's already flown by. If you could get him up there.
I will absolutely get him up there in 1 second, Paulie. I got to remove Father Pizzaballa, but I have a super to get to. Okay. Please forgive me.
You're forgiven.
And Pine Needle, what's up, dude? Yes, okay. It's the Conclave Combine. 2 guys eliminated because
because they wouldn't throw crazy shit. Hey, Pine Needle, my favorite handle on the whole thing. I hope to meet Pine Needle at some point. What a great name and a great image too. He backs his name with an actual image of pine needles, dude.
Yeah.
You must be really passionate about the pine needle. It's it's impressive. I got to say, I am impressed with the passion.
I will say, every time I go to Tahoe for the first time, like when I go up soon, hopefully, I just start pulling branches of pine because it's all fresh, right? And it's all just waft, just get your face full of that fresh pine scent right off the branches of the pine trees in Tahoe. So Pine Needle, I feel you, dude. Paulie, you're avoiding my question of number one.
If you just answer the question, Claire, answer the question. Okay, Tony, I'm going to answer the question. Draymond Green can behave, but will he is another question altogether. What worries me, dude, is if this thing goes as far as I'd like it to go, they potentially have 3 more rounds of basketball. That's a big ask. So you're potentially talking, if they all went to the max, you're talking, what is that, 14 and 6? That's 20 more games potentially. And are you telling me Draymond's not going to pick up a flagrant in the heat of a playoff atmosphere for 20 games if it does go that far? I don't want to put a jinx on this, so I'm going to say no, just to keep the atmosphere clean, to keep the scene clean, and keep my head clean, and absolve me from any fault if he does get a flagrant. But it worries me. It does worry me, and I got to be totally honest, Tony. I didn't know he was 2 away from a suspension until you told me that. I didn't even realize that shit. Do you think he can? What do you think?
Yes, I do. Actually, I think Draymond is maturing in front of our eyes, and we've watched him mature over the years. Yes, he has his moments, but I do think, and maybe he and Steve Kerr have a code word, I don't know, avocado or munchkin or some crazy word that Steve Kerr just
Serenity now. Serenity now. Yeah.
Right. Just, serenity now. He just yells it at Draymond, and all of a sudden it's an immediate trigger for him to just turn around, back off, walk away. And Paulie, I have to bring something up too. Dude, Darren Chan, our man, DC, Darren Chan, checking in from Minneapolis tonight.
Nice.
The hotbed of Bay Area sports, he says. So DC is checking in. I love it because the Giants are play the Twins starting tomorrow. So DC, glad to know that your flight went well from Chicago to DC. And for those of you who don't know, Darren Chan is the traveling radio engineer for Giants baseballs and one of our favorite people on the planet. I used to work with Darren Chan on the Scott Farrell show way back when. I was the intern.
Scott Farrell coming at you on a Wednesday night. We're talking about tiddlywinks. We're talking about volleyball. We're going to be talking about the Stanley Cup playoffs. I got the Knicks up in Boston beating the Celtics.
Shout out Scotty Farrell. Hey, Darren Chan, that's my Farrell. Darren Chan said he's going to the game tomorrow night. DC, send some pictures, bro. And then clear your reference schedule big time, okay? You've been big timing us for a while now. Darren, you're due to be a guest on the show, so have fun at the Warrior game. Please deliver me a win. Don't screw this up. And then please do be a guest on the show soon. We love you, Darren. I hope to catch up with you soon, brother.
And you want to talk about a guy who has got a boatload of stories, so we got to get him on. He's got a ton of stories working in the industry. So love you, DC. Great to see your name up on there, brother.
Totally. Oh, Mark Graves, pour me a 40.
Let me pour Marky Graves going to get a beer here in the bench.
What is it, Farrell on the bench?
Farrell on the bench. We're playing lacrosse.
By the way, also, Tony, I want to shout out one of our great listeners, Chuck, P1 Chuck. He was at Wrigley today looking at the tight pants of a Robbie Ray. Yeah. He was on site today. Dom Peralta, Scott Farrell, Bridge to Bridge was the bet. Thank you very much, Dom. That was a lot of fun. I did all those with Tony. That's something we could bring back. We could bring back the Bridge to Bridge spots, Tony.
Totally. You should do one for Robbie Ray's pants.
What would Robbie Ray's pants sound like? I didn't know they had a voice.
I'm very snug and I'm very fit and I'm very tight.
I think Robbie Ray's pants would sound like Samuel Jackson. You know what I mean? It would have a deep, distinguished voice. Yeah, with that kind of heft. Now, dare I ask the question that's on everybody's mind? Go back to Robbie Ray's slacks for a second.
Sure.
Have you considered the front? If it's that tight, you got to think there's going to be something of a revealing nature going on when you're looking at it head on. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know. I'm the bad guy now. I'm just telling you. I'm not wearing the pants. Yeah.
No. You know, some people are blessed. That's what are you going to say? I don't
Shout out
know.
Robert Plant. Yeah, shout out Robert Plant. Go look at some of that old Zeppelin footage, dude. Nothing left of the imagination right there. You know what I mean? And in a Whole Lot of Love, that jam in the middle. Plant's doing his whole thing, the whole orgasm thing. All right, Tony, anyway, I don't know what's going on tonight, dude. It's getting loose. Go on to number 2 in the top 3.
Number 2, and just for fun, number 2.
Utah, give me 2.
Number 2. So, Paulie, for the Tony's top 3. Number 2 is you were talking Knicks Celtics earlier.
Yeah.
And Knicks for the second straight game come from behind from 20 down.
Yeah.
And they're up 2-0 heading back home to New York. Dude, is the series over? Are the Knicks advancing? Do you think that it's the Knicks' time and the Celtics are done?
Yes, I do. I think the Knicks are going to win this series. I thought the Knicks were going to win.
I see Bisecchio checking in. Sorry, Steve Bisecchio. I know he's a big Knicks guy. How's he? I want to know his confidence level too.
Hold on. There's a lot going on. There's so many. Let me first quote Stevie B. Plant wasn't planting grapes. He was smuggling them. Then I got Baby Huey checking in going, guys, tight pants. Did you see David Lee Roth's pants the other day on the weekend? You're damn right I saw him. And Baby Huey, get ready because we're going to be seeing him, dude. When he goes up to Napa or wherever he's playing at the end of the tour, he's going to be up in wine country somewhere. Yep. We're going. You're going. Tony's going. We're all going. In fact, I want the whole PMP army up there representing in front of Diamond Dave. Hey, Sonoma, how you doing tonight? Go ahead, Tony.
Paulie, you know how much I love the Guild Theater here in Menlo Park. It's my local theater, just 10 miles or 10 minutes down the road in Menlo Park. Paulie just announced, and I meant to call you earlier and tell you about it. September 19th, you're booked. You're not getting out of this, dude. Cheap Trick is playing the Guild Theater September 19th. I think it's a Friday night or a Saturday night.
I'll be there. It's done. It's already done. I'll be. In fact, you know what's good? I haven't seen a Cheap Trick gig in a while. I haven't seen them live, and gosh, I have to think about that. It's been a minute, dude. It's been a minute. I've seen them a million times, but it's been a long time since I've seen them. And Tony, I will be there. Yes, the charisma of Robin Zander, the Dream Police. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. All right, Tony, anyway, your question about the New York Knicks. Yes, I do think they're going to win this series. I do think they're going to advance. And I even think they're going to give Cleveland a hard time if that's who they wind up playing. Maybe it'll be Indiana. I don't know. But I will say this. The Knicks look like they're ready to play playoff basketball. The Celtics don't. I don't want to hear about Tatum's wrist. We're playing without Steph Curry, so don't give me any of this Tatum's wrist nonsense, dude. They're defending world champs, and they look lifeless on their own floor. I just feel like the Knicks have beaten them to the punch. The Knicks have jumped all over them, and in back-to-back games, the Celtics have had 20-point leads that they couldn't hold on to, and the Knicks win these games in the final seconds, game 1 and game 2 tonight. Brunson once again with the big shots in the critical time, and I just don't think the Celtics have it. It ain't easy to repeat, as they're finding out. It is not easy.
Yeah, I think most of the country is rooting for the Knicks, by the way, Paulie. And just a quick side note on the comment line, I am seeing people talking about the Circle Star Theater. We got to give love to the Circle Star Theater. They're talking about the Edge Theater because I brought up the Guild, right? These are legendary theaters that are no longer on the peninsula here. I saw the Beach Boys at the Circle Star. I saw Yellow Man. Remember Yellow Man? Rasta, and then also I saw 311 and Sublime Co-Bill at the Edge in Palo Alto. So I just want to give love to those venues. John Joseph talking about the Edge. He misses the Edge. Los D talking about Circle Star. Dude, Circle Star had the rotating stage.
Shout out Richard Pryor at the Circle Star, man. Some of the cuts on the Live at the Sunset Strip album are actually recorded at the Circle Star. That's my favorite Pryor album. By the way, Andrew, come checking in with Dosen at the Knicks, dude. I know exactly what you're talking about. I have the album. That's awesome. That's a Grateful Dead reference. And then Peeking at the Beacon. I've done both, by the way. I've done the Beacon. I've done the Knick. I've done it all. All right, Tony, yes, the Knicks are going to win this series. I think they can win this series in 6 games. I think Boston maybe gets 1 in New York. Maybe then they go back, they get game 5, but I think the Knicks win this thing in 6. How about you?
I do too. It's just crazy that Indiana is up 2-0 and the Knicks are up 2-0. Nobody saw that coming. And I do think that Cleveland and Boston are both very good teams that are going to battle.
Well, the Knicks are fun. The Knicks are fun. Sorry, Tony. Yeah. Finish your thought. My bad.
No, I was just saying I would expect the series to probably go 6. I mean, I could actually see one of those 2 series actually going 7 because finally Cleveland's saying, let's, get our heads out of our A's. and turn this around. And both of those games have been very, very close. And I don't know. I just never saw this coming. And that's why I'm so excited to see what happens in these series, because I love watching the series when I don't have like a super vested interest and I can just kind of watch and enjoy really good basketball. And I love watching Brunson play. And nothing against the city of Boston, but you've had your time. You've had a lot. And I know New York has too, but not recently.
Not really. New York's had not much, if you think about it. They haven't. I mean, the Rangers they suck again, and the Knicks really haven't done anything. They do. That's their lot in life, dude. I saw the one Stanley Cup and then I moved. I'm like, I've seen it all. I'm going back to San Francisco. Messier delivered a cup. Now I'm leaving. That's essentially what happened. But the Mets, they're okay. The Yankees, they're okay. Jets and Giants both suck. Knicks and Nets have been down for forever. And I'm thinking hockey, Devils, Rangers. Yeah, the New York is due. They're actually due. But you're right, dude. The Bruins, the Red Sox, the Celtics, and the Patriots have all won titles within the last 20 years, in some cases, multiple titles. So, yeah, good call. Right. It's time. Boston, take a step back, dude. Take a big step back, y'all. And then Tony,
two.
Yeah.
Three.
Yeah. So when I count to three, y'all take a step back. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Take a step back. Tony, give me number 3.
By the way, on that note, I'll give you 3 in a second, but I love the note that Jerry plays after Bobby says take a step back on that the one time that you used to play it on the show, because Jerry says, "Oh, I'm just going to play along with this."
Yeah, no, he plays a little step back song. Yeah. Yeah. He did all kinds of cool shit like that. Yeah.
All right, Paulie, I know we're hoops centric on the show tonight, and I just want to give love to Robbie Ray and 6 innings
I know. And Giant fans, I hope you don't feel neglected. We're just so deep into the Warriors right now. The Giants' time is going to come. In fact, when the Warriors are done in the postseason, the Giants will take over this whole operation. But we're getting our Warriors licks in now while we can. So go ahead, T, with number 3. Yeah.
Your time is gonna come. So
lying, cheating, boom. That's all you seem to do. Bam. Anyway, Zeppelin all day, dude. I stole him in a Zeppelin thing. I haven't stopped.
That's one of my all-time favorite Zeppelin tracks.
This is all I gotta say to you, woman. Dude, Plant, this is all I gotta say to you, woman. Your time is gonna come. Anyway, go ahead, T. Sorry, my bad.
So I'm just saying, Robbie Ray, 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, and then the bullpen shutting it down. Dude, Duvall with a scoreless inning, and Walker needed a scoreless inning. He got one too. Taking 2 or 3 at Wrigley is not an easy thing to do, especially the way the Cubs are playing ball. So I just wanted to tip the cap to the Giants as they go to Minnesota. But there's a problem. Well, no, there's something happening at Oracle Park. When I was there Sunday, and I want to bring it up because you and I have never talked about this really. And it's just because it's never come up. But I thought I'd bring it up as number 3 of Tony's top 3.
Sure.
The Wave is now a thing.
It's back, dude. It's back to Oracle Park. I know it was breaking out all weekend over there.
Yeah. So honest to God, I've known you, Paulie, since 97. So we've never broken down the Wave. I don't know your stance on the Wave. So I was like thinking today, like, that would be a good number 3 for top 3. So Paulie, your stance on the Wave happening in game.
Yeah, I'm anti-wave. I mean, listen, Brian Murphy did almost like a political campaign based on anti-wave. Murph has a shirt, a T-shirt with an image of a wave with a line through it. That's how serious he is about this. You know what I mean? It's if you're a real baseball fan, you're not going to be down with the Wave. You're trying to watch the ball game, and then the entire stadium loses focus and they start looking at the section. Oh, here they come. And doing all that shit. But I'm an anti-Wave guy. I'd rather watch the ball game. Where I do endorse the Wave, the one place I will endorse a Wave is between sets at Dead shows. They used to do it at summer stadium shows. So like first set, they'd take a break, and like while everyone's just hanging out, sometimes the Wave would break out. So when you got a stadium full of hippies doing the Wave, I'm on board. But when you're doing the Wave in the middle of a 1-1 game in the 8th inning, I'm not down, dude. I'm trying to watch the ball game. How about you, T?
So I see Noemi. She says she's indifferent, and I see other people saying "F the Wave." A lot of
Corinne knows. Corinne's got the middle finger up at the Wave. There you go, Corinne. That a girl.
So you kind of nailed my thought process, because on Sunday, I will say, seeing an actual wave of people is kind of a trippy, stony, fun thing to watch.
And
right?
Tony, you're a very trippy, stony, driven human being. Like you enjoy things that are trippy and stony, if I may.
100%. I prefer. That's what
I
prefer.
I might be one of those guys too, by the way. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you think, and so. Especially if I've ingested some sort of
Look at you tonight. Okay,
something.
Now you're ingesting. Okay, fine.
Well,
fine.
I'm just saying. So I'm not anti-wave. I'm not pro-wave, but I will say, do the wave. Especially baseball provides 2 minutes in between every half inning to do the wave. Do the wave in between innings. Do it all damn 2 minutes, right? But during the game, that's when you got to shut it down. Because again, I was watching this and I'm like, God, that does look pretty freaking cool. Just this whole wave. But then I'm like, okay, now shut it down. The innings are the break is over. Shut it down. Right. We're back to ball. Shut it down. So kind of like, could you imagine them doing the wave in the middle of like a dark star? Right?
No, dude, I can't. That would never happen. People are too locked in on the music at our shows. That would never happen. And by the way,
I want people to be locked in on the games. So be locked on the games, and when baseball provides the perfect little respite, right?
Okay, Tony, I got to stop you right here because this is twice now in the same soliloquy that you just dropped. These following words, quote, baseball provides, dude. I'm all about baseball provides because every time you said that twice, and it made me think about Ja provide the bread. Dude, Ja provides the bread. You know what I mean? Baseball provides, and then Ja provides the bread. Where are we going to get the bread? Don't even worry about it. Ja's bringing it. You know what I mean? Ja's going to provide the bread. I'm all about Ja.
Right?
Yeah. Herbs are good for everything.
Right? Bob Marley has to check in. Bob's checking in. Bob probably wouldn't want people to be doing the wave while he is, basically leading a spiritual service at one of his shows. So the whole wave thing, I thank you for your input because we've never talked about it. I've known you for almost 30 years. We've never talked about it. And I know that, like we've talked about, Murph is very, 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 very,
Murph will fight a guy. Murph will fight you over the wave. Like he would get physical about it. You know what I mean? Like that's how much he hates the wave's guts. I'll suffer through it. I'll deal with it. But Murph, he ain't having it. He'll like physically try to stop you from doing the wave. Yeah.
I don't know what Murph hates more, shorts, like men wearing shorts.
You don't like that. Yeah, you don't like that at all. And by the way, Creative Tony used to break every goddamn dress code rule ever written at the radio station, like defiantly, dude, coming in with sandals, open toes. His toes are flying. He's got shorts on. You know what I mean? Yeah, Murph was a no shorts, no nonsense kind of guy.
Not having it.
Hey, real quick, because I want to do Longbridge, and then we're going to have to get ready to wrap up. But I want to. You remember in The Godfather when Michael goes to that dinner with it? It's not Barzini. It is Barzini, right? He has dinner with Barzini. Is that the guy he killed with the cop, McCluskey and Barzini? Okay, so he's having that dinner, goes into the bathroom, he gets the gun, and then he comes back and he shoots those guys. There's a scene, there's a part of that conversation where Michael looks at the cop, the Irish cop, another drunk Irish guy. You got the drunk Irish coach and the drunk Irish cop, and I'm Irish, so don't worry, don't pick on me. Here's the thing, Tony. He goes like this at one point to the cop. He says, hey, I'm going to speak Italian to Mike for a second here. And then they get into it. They start talking Italian. And I got to do one of those right now for a second. I'm going to say, hey, I need to speak Italian to Rise. No, excuse me, take two. I need to speak Grateful Dead to my guy Rising Wolf for a second, because Rising Wolf, I saw you say something that I can't let slide by unmentioned. You dropped the freaking funicula. You know what? Now we're going to get into it because funicula, that's a good one. I've also heard at the beginning of sets Mexican hat dance. You ever get one of those? Jerry would do that sometimes too. Before the first set started, he'd come out and give you so he do that one, and then the best of them all. This was rare. I think the last time he did this, let me go to my Rain Man Grateful Dead knowledge, and I'm going to say this is 8/1/94. Auburn Hills, Michigan. Jerry's birthday, 8/1/94. They open before the first song. They play the Addams Family. So anyway, that was for you, Rising Wolf. We just had to talk a little Grateful Dead together. Yes.
Nice freaking job, Paulie. Your memory about that stuff is amazing. It's
the only
truly
thing I have.
amazing.
It's the only thing I have in this life is quoting Grateful Dead like occurrences and set lists. I wish I could be paid for that. I'd be living in some huge mansion somewhere, but I can't monetize that, unfortunately. You know what I mean? No, but if you have any set list questions, just bring them to me. I probably have an answer. Dude, Andrew, they did open with Picasso Moon. Yes, they did, brother. I have the show on tape. Me and you, Andrew. Very nice. He knows about the Addams Family Jam I'm talking about. Very good. You know who else might know about it? Is Neil Donardi from Longbridge. Because along with being great San Franciscans, great Giants fans, great Niner fans, they're also big Grateful Dead fans down at Longbridge Pizza. And you will see the evidence of that on the wall. In fact, when you go to Longbridge, like Nikki DiFrancesco did today, you will see on the walls lots of Giant stuff, lots of Grateful Dead stuff. And you know what's great? They got Rags' framed photo right next to a Steal Your Face. It's like just a nice 1-2 punch, a nice combo of art. Rags and a Steal Your Face right there on the wall. We talked about this on the way in. I want to give this another shot, Tony. Help me with this. I want to talk about the Signor Pie because this is a pizza they only make in the month of May. And I tried to read the ingredients at the beginning of the show, and it was difficult. I was stumbling all over myself because there's like 37 different things on this pizza. Let me begin. And this is kind of to celebrate Cinco de Mayo. Can I still celebrate Cinco de Mayo 3 days later, Tony, or if we reach the limit on that?
No, you can celebrate all damn month if you want to, buddy.
I do. I want to say happy Cinco de Mayo again, because yesterday when I said that at the end of the show, you're like, dude, you know, that was like yesterday. You're still talking about it. So now I'm going 2 days after the fact, T. Me and you, Cinco de Mayo. So to celebrate Cinco de Mayo 48 hours late, try the Signor Pie. It includes tomato sauce, cheddar and mozzarella blend. So they blend those two cheeses and then they sprinkle that on the pizza. Then there's the chorizo, the red onion, the spicy pickled peppers. Tony, my favorite ingredient of them all, because I sound very exotic when I say this and very worldly, I like to say crema. Don't forget about the crema. They've got the crema on this pizza. Yep. Then you've got the cotija. The cotija. You didn't think I was going to get that? I got the cotija. Makes me think about that ZZ Top album, Tejas. You know what I mean? Tejas.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
Cotija and Tejas. Anyway.
Great freaking album, by the way.
Any ZZ Top is going to work for me. Cotija. I wish I saw them at the Warfield with you. I'm still pissed I missed that gig.
Oh, incredible. I saw them at Jazz Fest as well, man. Just
really? Did they headline Jazz Fest?
Yeah, they were on the main stage, man. They were one of the headliners and just incredible, dude. And by the way, their mic stands were like huge, long chrome mufflers. Like that was their mic stand. And they came out with the fuzzy guitars and they did the spinning. But they do it in the coolest manner possible. It's not gimmicky.
No, those guys are the real. No, Billy Gibbons, man, he's one of the great blues guitar players of all time, really.
On that note, Ollie, Shannon Kaler of the Stone Foxes, when the Stone Foxes opened for ZZ Top on a few dates of a tour, Shannon Kaler said that probably top 3 nicest, coolest people he's ever met that he's gigged with or for or traveled with, whatever, is Billy Gibbons.
I've heard that too over the years from a lot of people. Unlike Mike Ness, unlike Shannon's encounter with Mike Ness. Can I tell that story real quick? Do we have time? I'm in the middle of a Longbridge spot. Let me finish the Longbridge. It's so good. It's such a great Shannon Mike Ness story. Anyway, the cotija. Then you've got the Cholula and the cilantro. Again, these are all the very interesting ingredients that make up a Signor pizza, available only in the month of May. By the way, our friend Nikki DiFrancesco ate one today. He had one today. He was eating one earlier during the show. So stop on by Longbridge. Enjoy the laid-back vibe, the Serious Pizza, 2347 3rd Street. They do deliver in South San Francisco. And just enjoy the Dog Patch neighborhood, man. Great place to hang out, especially if you're going to a Giant game or a Golden State Warrior game. Games 3 and 4. Stop on by. All right, real quick, the Mike Ness story is that's
Pause. I got some pizza porn I got to share.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, I got to share the pizza porn. This is the Signor pizza right here. This is it. This is the Signor. So, let me make it. Boom. There it goes. The dough, the sauce, the blend.
The sauce. Give me the sauce. Say that again. Say that was good. Give it to me.
Sauce. Give me the sauce. That's good. The crema. There's the crema. There's the cilantro. There's the fresh lime.
Look at that crema.
There, Signor. One more time, the Signor. Just one more time.
I could watch this all night, man.
Right? Oh,
I like how they have it on high speed. That's pretty cool.
Oh, well, that's Steven. That's Steven doing his thing.
Yeah, the chorizo, dude. That's what's catching my eye. Look at that.
The red onion and the cotija.
The crema.
And the Cholula and the cilantro. It's all
and just a lime right on the pizza. Boom, throw a lime on that bad boy.
And just so people know that the Cholula is the hot sauce with the little wooden knobbed top. That's Cholula. So great stuff there. And also, I just want to say, Neil has some Hum Baby Pale Ale in right now, and he has it from the brewery in Livermore. Let me just get the name of the brewery again one more time, Paulie. From Altamont right now. It's in. He's got it. If you want a really good beer to go along with the Senor Pie, check out the Hum Baby beers that he has on sale there from Altamont Brewing. Really good stuff, Paulie. Take it away.
Okay, hey guys, last thing tonight, I'm going to end this on the Shannon Kaler story because it's so funny. It's one of the funniest things he ever told me. So again, Shannon, for those that don't know, he's a good friend of ours. We worked with him for a long time at KMBR. He was Tony's assistant. And he was a co-host on the Polymac podcast I did with Tony and Shannon for like 8 years over there. And we had a great time. And Shannon, you know, obviously he's a rock and roll animal with the Stone Foxes, and they've been on a lot of big tours and a lot of festivals and stuff. So one time he told me, he was like, yeah, man. And that's how he talks. He's got like this really weird kind of voice, and he's a total Boy Scout. He doesn't party. He's like, he's a Boy Scout. So he was like, you know, man, I was down in Texas or something like that, man. He was there on some festival, and they were playing on the same bill as Social Distortion, legendary kind of punk rock band out of Southern California. And Mike Ness, you know, from Social D, he's a pretty famous guy. He's got a lot of solo albums that are really good. Yeah. But he's also a big, scary-looking guy. Mike Ness with the tattoo. I mean, he's the real deal. He's from the streets. He's no joke, Mike Ness. He's the real freaking deal. And he's got, like, the spiderweb tattoo on his elbow. He's the kind of guy, like, you don't fuck around with. You know what I mean? Like, you see him. You steer well clear. You call him sir, you know?
Dude, baby Huey is checking in, by the way. That's Baby Huey from 107.7 The Bone. What's up, Danny?
Yeah.
He says, oh, no, Mike Ness, what happened? Because, you know, Danny,
it's better than you can imagine. The payoff it's incredible. So here we go. This is going to be our final story of the night. So they're on this bill, and I guess Mike Ness, you know, he's clean and sober now after, you know, addiction problems for a long time. So he goes on the road, and he's serious about staying sober and staying in shape. So I guess he works out. He tours with a big with a heavy bag, and they hang it backstage, and he'll work on the bag and all this stuff, getting his workout in. So Kaler, dude, Shannon Kaler sees the heavy bag, and Shannon's no fighter. Okay, I don't think Shannon's ever been in a fight in his life, and that's good. He shouldn't be in any fights. He's a peaceful little rock and roll kid, you know. So he sees the heavy bag. He sees Mike Ness hitting the heavy bag. And this is between sets, and neither band is playing. And he goes up to Mike Ness, and he's like, hey, man, could you do me a favor and show me how to hit the heavy bag? Or could you give me some pointers on how to box? And Mike Ness is like, yeah, all right. First thing is get your hands up. Get in a defensive posture and get your hands up. And Kaler just kind of stands there. What does Mike Ness do? Whack! Just slaps him in the face. Hard. And he said, and then Shannon looks at him, and Ness goes, I told you to put your hands up. Like, kind of pissed off. And then Kaler's like, all like, okay, man. You know, he got all bummed out and everything. But how great is that, Hugh? He just slapped him in the face. I said, get your hands up, dude. Anyway, so that's advice. If you meet Mike Ness, don't ask him to teach you how to box. You're going to get slapped in the face. How great is that, dude? Kaler, dude. Kaler.
That's incredible. I hope my buddy Pete Hoffman is still listening. I saw him checking earlier. He's a huge Social D head, and he always talks about Mike Ness, man. And by the way, Social D played the Guild here in Menlo Park as well. So, come on back, Social D. Come on back, Social D,
and I will see you at that Cheap Trick show in September. That's a guarantee. I'll definitely be there for that. And let me say thank you, Don Peralta. Thank you, Baby Huey, John Joseph, Patty from Napa, Rags, Nikki DiFrancesco, Rising Wolf, all of our guys. Who am I leaving out tonight, Tony? John Joseph, if I didn't say you, always a pleasure to see you. Sweet Mad Hatter, bro. Oh, he just emailed pics of the leg bong. We'll have to show those tomorrow. You know what we're going to do? Hey, Sweet Mad Hatter, if you tune in tomorrow, we'll show the pictures of the leg bong tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. What's this Chris Finch thing you're putting up real quick?
I just wanted to say, make sure you shout out Father Finch on the way out, too.
Hey, Father Finch, I look forward to kicking your ass again tomorrow night. Look, you ask and you receive. Peter Hoffman, bam, he's in the house and he's a super, Tony. Yeah.
By the way, Pete is hosting a cooking class on Friday night with his wife. So that's what I'm doing Friday night. I'm going to a cooking class at the Hoffman house. I look forward to that, Pete. We're going to be rolling through let's make our own Senor pizza. Maybe I'll get the recipe from Neil at Longbridge Pizza. But Paulie, Chris Finch, like we said, Father Finch, he looks like an Irish priest who needs a hefty glass of scotch. He's complaining to the NBA that the Warriors play too tough.
Hey, Finch, pipe down. Pipe down. Go grab yourself a fifth of Irish whiskey and calm down, because that was nothing more than a good old-fashioned ass-kicking. Ian Weiler, Peter Hoffman, Noemi Catalina, Lady Catalina, and Lady Catalina's hot sauce. Andrew, you and I, man, Rising Wolf, we got to talk more Funicula, and we will. The Candlestick Kid, always great to see you, brother. Love the handle. Rags, have a good night. Get some sleep, my man. And Tony, what else can I do? I think that's it. Dismiss the class. Professor Roth, man.
Class dismissed.
Oh,
Yeah, I know, right? It does. You feel it, yeah.
One more time.
Yeah.
Class dismissed.
I mean, man.
Yeah. Don't sleep on Alex Van Halen, by the way. Van Halen is a beast unto himself. Nobody ever talks about him because he's in the shadow of Eddie, but that guy can play some drums, man.
Hey, Paulie, anybody that is willing to travel on tour with a gong has my respect forever.
Not
Okay?
only a gong. Don't stop there. Dude, he used to light the gong on fire, and he'd light the mallet on fire. He'd be hitting the gong, dude, with the flaming mallet. You know that, right? He'd be hitting the gong with the mallet. We'll do that tomorrow. I'll show you some footage. Yeah, not just a gong that's lit ablaze, dude. It's a blaze. Let's see.
God.
Monica Lopez, great to see you. Dub City, Cody, all of you guys, man. Scarlet Fire, I didn't get a chance to talk to you tonight. Great to see you as always. Rising Wolf 97, peace to you as well, man. Tony, you know how much I love you, and I love everybody on the comments line. We're going to do it all over again tomorrow at 11 a.m. Get some rest.
Yeah.
Enjoy your evening. Hit that leg bong, Sweet Mad Hatter. Go ahead and stuff it up good and pass that leg bong. Tomorrow, Tony, we're going to look at the leg bong. I want to show that off tomorrow. There's pictures in the mailbox, so check those out.
It's Sweet Mad Hatter. I think that was his name, right? Or her name is his.
Sweet Mad Hatter. Yeah.
I just want to say again, we appreciate your vibe and your sense of humor, man, because that is really funny stuff. But it's only funny when you share it willingly, and it's just like hopefully everybody feels very comfortable in this chair, because as Paulie likes to say, he's a big transparency guy. So, you know,
yes.
we're big on being transparent. He also likes to pivot, like, to different topics within the show.
Big pivot guy. Love to pivot. Yeah. I've been pivoting for years. Yeah. I've been pivoting before it was a cool thing to do. I was pivoting. Pivoting. In fact, I'll tell you, the first time I pivoted away from an Ozzy Osbourne and Metallica concert, and I did full transparency right into my bedroom as I was getting grounded. That's the first time I pivoted. I pivoted away from Ozzy and into the bedroom for a good grounding back in the day. All right, everybody.
Hold on, stand by. Let me just do this on the way out. Can I do this on the way out? Stand by. This is because we talked about it, and tomorrow we can talk more about it.
Right.
But I wanted to share this with everybody because we talked about The Ultimate Sin, right? There's the cover of Ozzy Osbourne's The Ultimate Sin.
Hell yeah.
And look at that album cover, by the way. Can you see Ozzy's face on the bat? Or
he's like a bat, like a demon bat. I don't know what that thing is. Yeah, but he's got his tongue hanging out. He's got the foxy chick. It's 80s metal at its best. Yeah.
The Ultimate Sin. And the reason we talked The Ultimate Sin is because it's the ultimate strength in numbers, is the acronyms for sin. And tomorrow, Jimmy Butler, Buddy Hield, Draymond Green, Pat Spencer, EP2,
Kaminga.
The
whole gang. Say it to me. Yes. Exactly.
Let's go. Sorry, I can't I'm sorry, I can't enlarge it. I should have put a larger photo up there.
No need to apologize, Tony. You've got the magic touch. Everything you did tonight was beautiful. You have a good night. Everybody on the text line, have a good night too, as I choke on my wine. All right, everybody, cheers to you. We'll see you at 11 a.m. tomorrow. Thanks for stopping by tonight. We love you guys so much. Or as Ozzy Osbourne would say, I fucking love you all. God bless you, and good night. Peace, y'all. We'll see you at 11 tomorrow. Cheers.
Oh, no,